what did skincare mean to you? I mean, for me, it was pretty simple. A little bit of Borolene, some talcum powder, and maybe a little bit of Vicotran for that occasional rash. And that's it. 10 to 20 rupees products that were functional with no nonsense. It was also something my mom always used. And not a 12-step get ready with me, guys, I saw on Instagram at 2 a.m. But look around now. Skincare is not even about skin anymore. It's literally a full-blown economy. That 20 rupees cream has now become a 1500 rupees serum into a frosted glass bottle, and somehow we are convinced that it's even necessary for our skin. And if you go to metro cities, it's nearly impossible to find a sunscreen or a moisturizer under rupees 500. And somehow, let's assume you happen to find one. And people be like, bhai, tu apni skin ki care karta hai ya sirf dikhawa kar raha hai? What used to be a 2 to 3 step simple routine has now become a 15-step checklist. Niacinamide, under eye cream, toner, moisturizer, sunscreen, and what not. I mean, nothing about this is honestly either minimalist or ordinary. And the irony is, all of this for a skin that was absolutely fine with that 20 rupees Boroli. So the question is, how did we even get here? And that brings us to our problem number 1. The more insecure you are, the more money they make. Because honestly, no inflation can justify this. And they've not upgraded our products, but have just upgraded our insecurity. Here is the pro tip. Insecurity is always the best business model. And if you want proof, just have a look at old Indian ads. Yes, the ones you remember. Especially that one cream that comes to your mind, if you know what I'm talking about. That cream did not just sell cream. It sold transformation, like impossible transformation. It showed the moment you get fairer, you get a job, your life is fixed, you get married, and you're suddenly liked by everyone. And the sad part is that these are actual storylines where the girl is rejected for being dark and is accepted when she has the glow up with that one cream. I mean, they never said that you were not enough. All they said was you could be enough if you use their one product. They always sold us our safest spots, our self-worth, our self-acceptance, and somehow it worked so well that they created an entire playbook around it.
Create a problem and poke at an existing insecurity, promise a fix, attach it to an identity, and earn a lot of profit.
Now try applying this formula to skincare. It perfectly fits, right? Dark circles, try this eye cream combo to fix it. Pigmentation, you need this 4-week intensive skin renewal plan. Your skin is not glowing, all you need is this skin booster brightening serum. Somehow we are no longer buying skincare, but we are buying a version of ourselves we think we should be. And brands, influencers, and platforms noticed it all, and then they built a full-blown economy out of it. And that leads to our problem number 2. So in 2014, the skincare industry was valued at 6,500 crores. And guess how much it is at 2024? It has already crossed 22,000 crores. And that's not even the scary part. But the catch is that by 2030, this entire skincare industry is estimated to cross over 45,000 crores. That's a 6x jump in less than 2 decades. But did our skin suddenly become 6x worse? No, but the marketing definitely got 100x better. And these platforms obviously helped. Nykaa went from selling lipsticks to becoming India's biggest beauty tech platform. From over 10 fulfillment centers to owning 1200 plus brands. And this model has worked so well that everyone from Flipkart, Myntra, Amazon are stepping up onto it. Because everyone wants a piece of the insecurity pie. And what if I tell you that we all are spending over 12,000 rupees annually on beauty products? And this number is growing by 17% year on year. Spending almost 12,000 annually on creams and serums we did not even know our skin needed over 10 years ago. And that leads us to our problem number 3, the entire psychology behind it. And this is the truth no brand will tell you.
They're not just selling skincare, they're selling status, validation, and control.
And it's a classic case of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but it is just flipped by modern marketing.
So Maslow's theory says that we have 5 levels of needs, starting from safety like health, food, sleep, and then moving up to esteem and self-actualization. But what today's marketing industry does is it skips the basic and goes straight up to self-esteem and actualization, making us feel as if our worth depends on our glow.
And that is how they sell you the feeling of being seen, desirable, and worthy. And it somehow always works, right? Because they're not selling you a product anymore. They're They're selling you a promise. Buy this and you'll be more beautiful, more accepted, and more wanted. We're not chasing clear skin. We are chasing the clarity of identity. And identity से याद आया, ये point तो मैं भूल भी नहीं सकती. That leads us to the biggest problem of all, the trend trap. Because that is how Gen Zs work, right? If it's trending, I want it, no matter if it's made for me or not. And this particular thing has led to the rise of one thing that I never understand: the rise of Korean beauty products. Korean beauty has become a whole movement now in India. And it's not because it suits Indian skin, but because it has sold an aspiration. Between 2017 and 2022, Korean imports have rose by over 200%. Even brands that are not Korean are selling Korean-inspired skincare. It looks like the skincare version of Italian leather and French wine. It does not matter if it suits you, but what matters is that it sounds premium. So yes, this is big and this is layered. But you have to get my point. Investing in skincare is not the problem. The problem is not thinking and blindly trusting what you see on the internet. The problem is buying products because someone else did and trusting reviews without any context. The problem is that believing skin is a problem instead of accepting and loving yourself just the way you are. So get the point. We're not asking you to stop investing on skincare. Instead, here's what we want you to do. Number one, stop trusting brands blindly. Just because it's trending or is packaged nicely does not mean it'll work for your skin. Read the ingredients and try consulting a dermat. And the word dermat reminds me, you need to understand this point that influencers are not your dermatologists. Most of the reels you see are full of filters, ring light, and they have access to treatments you don't. So stop comparing your real skin to their curated reels. And number three, research your skincare like you would for anything important. See, your skin is an organ, not a canvas that you can put anything you want in it. So cross-check, understand your skin type, and talk to real professionals if needed. See, all we want is you to understand your skin's needs. Maybe not all skins need 6 kinds of serums and 2 types of different moisturizers. Maybe all you need and your skin wants is basic skincare. And this is the most important one. Accept your skin the way it is. Natural skin does have pores, it does have a few marks, and that's absolutely normal. It is what makes us us. I mean, you don't need to look like a glazed donut to feel confident. A lot of skin problems like dullness, acne, or pigmentation have more to do with internal health than external products. Hydrate well, sleep 7 hours, walk for 30 minutes, eat real food. All of this is actually a better skincare regime than most of your 5,000 rupees skins. So the next time an ad says transform your skin, take a pause and ask, is it really about care, or it is the most beautifully packaged pressure we have ever sold to ourselves?